Good afternoon, my name is Tom with Home and RV. I'm going to do your virtual walkthrough for you. One of the first shots we'll show you is your awning. Your awning's partially the way out, but if you have stormy weather, rainy weather, you want to bring the awning in. It's not built for storms and rain. It's just there for sunshade only. So if you leave your unit to go sightseeing, bring it in. You never know when a storm's going to pop up. We do have a maintenance situation for your roof. You have a die-core sealant across the front, one across the back. Everything that comes up through your roof has die-core sealant around it. You want to check those seals about usually 2 or 3 times a year. We check them on beginning and end of season. And what you're checking for are cracks or separation from the membrane. If you see that, you just want to wipe that area, clean it real well, and put die-core right over top of the old. Don't take the old up. And so you do not use any silicone on that roof. It will eat through the membrane. Your storage area up here. We start you out with a small dump hose you'll find there, and there are wrenches in there. One wrench is for your stabilizers and the other one is to override your power jack. Power jack operates on battery. It does have a light. You can push the button up or down here. Behind your power jack are your LP tanks. They're both full, and they're both on right now. This green on your indicator or regulator shows that you have gas in the tank. This little arrow shows that you're drawing off this tank first. Once this tank runs dry, that regulator will turn red, and then you will know to change to your other tank, and that way you'll never run out of gas if you fill this one up as soon as it runs dry. Behind that, you'll find your deep cycle marine battery. You want to check the cells about every 4 to 5 months. Make sure water is staying over the plates. If it's at or below the plates, just add some distilled water and you'll keep it in good shape. So we come around to the driver's side. The first thing is your water heater. Your water heater is gas or electric. The electric element's here. The electric switch is there beside it. Has some tape on it right now. But in order to use it with electric, you'll just turn it on here, and then there's an electric button inside, I believe, and we'll go check that out. But you'll need both buttons on for it to work on electric. If you're parked at a campsite that has electric, that it'll get just as hot as if you were using the gas. Your gas element is here, and in order to light it off with gas, there is a button inside, and all you'll do is push the gas water line or water heater and it will light off. You do have a plug with an anno rod that goes right in here once you get ready to de-winterize, and that anno rod is built to self-sacrifice and take the impurities out of the water. So just make sure that once you make sure that once you've de-winterized and you're ready to fill up your water heater, that you go on the back of the water heater. There's a bypass valve that has kept the antifreeze from going into it, and you'll turn that valve so that after all the antifreeze is out of all your lines, you can fill up your water heater. Next to that is your freshwater fill. Your freshwater fill you can fill with a water hose, and that goes to an onboard tank. The onboard tank has its own pump, demand pump, and once you turn a faucet on or flush a toilet, the pump will run, and then it will shut off as soon as the valve is shut off. Next to that is your city water connection. It's a good idea to have a pressure regulator for that, to keep it at 55 pounds. It'll keep your lines inside from being damaged. So the regulator is a good idea to hook it up at the source, not here at the trailer itself. Below that is your outside shower, hot and cold water with a sprayer, and it's good to clean things off out here. Other side of your stabilizers. While we're talking about the stabilizers, what you'll do when you get to your campsite, you're going to back up on blocks on the low side wheels, and once it's level side to side, then you're going to disconnect from your tow vehicle and use the tongue jack to level it up forward and aft. Once it's level side to side and back to front, then you can run your stabilizers down to touch the ground, give it a little torque, but do not try to jack with these. They're not jacks. They'll just stabilize the unit. Coming on back, come to your sewer dump. Your sewer dump is a bayonet connection, and the hose that we start you out with will let you go to a dump. And what you'll do first is, the valves are open right now, but the black valve will be closed. You will open that first once you're in a dump. That will dump your toilet. Then you can close that valve and pull your gray, which is your shower and your sinks, and that will kind of clean out your hose as well as dump your tank. On the other side there is a tank flush, and we will point that out when we get over there. You do have your onboard tank. Your fresh water does have a valve here in order to dump that tank. It's a 2-inch valve and will dump the tank really quick. You do have access here for cable. If you wish to rent the cable at a park, then that's where you would connect it. So come on around the unit, come back to your 50 amp service. Your 50 amp service plugs in here. All this cable is yours, but we're plugged into a 30 amp, and that adapter is yours as well. If you are at a campsite and they do not have 50 amps, then you can use the 30 amp adapter. The only thing you can't do is run 2 ACs. If this unit has 2 ACs, you can only run one at a time. But I believe it only has the one, and but it's set up for 2 if you wish. So if you're at a site that does have 50 amps, then you can go ahead and plug into the 50 amp service. So come on around the unit. Nice steps. Well, I love these steps. They fold back into the unit and give you good stability. You do have an outside kitchen, and to light off the burners, you just turn it to light and use a stick lighter to light off each burner. You also have ice maker, and your refrigerator is 110 only. So when you're at a campsite, it's the only time it's going to be running. And for your cooktop, you have a gas fitting down here that it's a quick connect. You'll pull the black cap off and make sure the valve is off. When the valve's off, then you can quick connect your gas line. You want to put that cap back on when you're traveling, keep dust and dirt out. So we go inside. Up to your right, you're going to find your service panel. Service panel is showing you that your fresh tank is empty, your black tank's empty, your gray tank's empty. It shows your battery is fully charged with all the LEDs lit up. Your awning lights here, exterior lights and living room lights are here. Your water heater gas is here. Okay, now I told you outside that the electric may have 2 buttons. It does not. If you want to use electric, it's the button outside in the lower left-hand corner. Your water pump is here, and you'll only use that if you have onboard water. Then you have your awning extend and retract here, and your slide out extend and retract there. Have a light switch here for your accent lights in the living room. So coming around to the kitchen, you have your microwave, a light and a fan above your cooktop, and then your gas cooktop. You just turn it to high, light, and hit the sparker. Each one has its own sparker and will light off as soon as you turn the sparker, if you have gas and if the gas is on. You also have a sparker on your oven by pushing the pilot in and hitting the sparker. It will eventually light the pilot. You also have a light switch to operate here. Your refrigerator is 12 volt, and it has its adjustment here for hot or for cold and cooler, and it has your on and off switch in here. Down below that is your battery disconnect and your LP detector and carbon monoxide. We're coming around to the hallway to your bedroom. Your thermostat for your AC and for your furnace is located here. You just scroll through it. You fan on high, low, cool, low, automatic. It's a good idea to leave it on automatic, and that way the AC is the only fan that's going to run. And then you lower it to heat, and the AC fan will turn off and the heat will kick on, as it just did. I put it back to off, and both of them will be off here soon. Your toilet has a foot pedal. The foot pedal, you simply press lightly until water's running in and filling the bowl. And once the bowl is at the height you want, then it's ready for use. You want to put your black tank chemicals down here by pushing it all the way down and putting your black tank chemicals in. You'll do that before you start camping in order to keep your tank smelling fresh. After I dump at a campsite, I'll put more chemicals in and water and make sure that my tank stays nice and fresh year round. There's a light switch on the wall, and your fan up here has a pull down to open the vent and switches in the other corner. Nice walk-in shower with a 3-panel door. You want to make sure that those doors are locked with this latch before you tow down the road. And as you can see, everything's been winterized. On into the bedroom. Your lights turn on and off with a switch in the middle. Same way with the reading lights and the other ceiling light. You do have some storage underneath the bed, and it runs to the storage at the front of the unit. So come back down the hallway. A nice pantry. And your dinette. Your dinette makes into a bed. You simply take the top off the poles right here, set the poles or the top on each rail on each side, and pull the pillows forward, and that will make into a bed. We come into the living area. You have nice recliners here, and the way they're strapped in now is the way they'll be when you receive the unit, and that's the way they should travel. You have 2 jackknife couches. One is in the upright position. The other one, all we did was lift up the bottom and pull it forward and it made into a bed. You have your radio. Your radio will pick up local stations when you're traveling. You also have your fireplace that will change lights and also give you heat. It's electric heat, and we'll take the chill off when you're camping in this kind of weather. You do have, once you get a TV, you have a booster here. The booster needs to be on, the little green light needs to be on in order to get your HD booster to work. And you can tune in local stations with that. If you have cable, you want to turn that booster off in order for the cable to operate properly. That pretty well takes care of the walkthrough. If you have any questions once you receive this, or once you view it on YouTube, don't hesitate to call us. We'll be glad to explain anything that you may not have understood. We want to thank you for buying your unit from Holman's, and we know you're going to have a lot of fun camping in this one.